Hey everybody, this is Christian from the Charles Mills Writing Center, and welcome back. What we're going to do today is we're going to continue with our introduction to Google Sheets, and I'm going to show you how to use a scatter plot. Now, this is the sheet that we've been working on, and it's getting a little bit crowded. I added some new data here, but what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to just make a new sheet. Actually, I've already done it. It's right here, and that's just the new data that I created, and this is another set of data with just different values for all of the y values there. And I'm just going to show you how I did that real quick. So you just go down here, add sheet, and then you can rename it and just put new stuff on there. But for now, I'm going to delete it because we already made the new sheet. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to insert a scatter plot. So a scatter plot is good when you have a lot of different values and you just want to plot X and Y values to see where they fall, right? You'll see this a lot in scientific type contexts. So just select all the data, insert chart, and so it comes up with a line graph. So what I'm going to do here, we're going to go to setup, chart type, and we're going to change it to scatter plot. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this set of data as well. Select everything, insert, chart, and there we go. Oh, no, that's a line graph still. So there we go. Okay. So now we have both of our charts. And I'm not going to go through and show you I'm not going to go change everything, but I will at least do a couple things. On this first chart here, if you'll notice the highest value is 150, and the y-axis only goes up to 150. So that's visually not the best. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit the chart, and we're going to go over to customize, and we're going to go over to the vertical axis. And here there's a minimum and maximum value function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the minimum value at 0. All right, but I'm going to put the maximum up to 160. All right. So that way there's a little bit of space between the highest data point and the top of the y-axis. And actually, while I'm here, I'm also going to change the color here. You can also, if you want, edit. If you want to, you can change the size of the points, but I'm gonna leave them at 7. I think that's a good size. Now, the other thing I want to show you is how to do a trend line. So you go down here. Oh, also, there's another thing you can do if you're not sure exactly if these points are accurate. You can put in an error bar, and let's say, if you're pretty confident that your answers are good, you can maybe say there's a 5% um, margin of error. And then let's say you're not confident at all, let's say 20, right? That's a larger margin of error, right? Okay. But I'm not going to do that. What we're going to do, actually, data labels are they're pretty useful as well. But what I really want to show you is the trend line. So the trend line, and then also the R-squared value. So when you put on a trend line, right, it'll come up with this additional information here. I'm going to make it red just so it's more visible. And then we're going to put on R-squared. So I'll talk about the R-squared in a second. But what the trend line does is it basically puts a line of best fit through all of the points to try and figure out if there's any sort of a pattern going on here. Now, in this particular one, not really, because an R-squared value of the closer it is to 1, the more of a trend it shows. Anything like 0.8 or above shows a pretty strong trend, right? But like the 0.8 value differs depending on context. Some trends require a much stronger correlation, some of them a bit less. But something like this 0.002, there's not really a pattern at all. Now, if we go down here to this one, we put our trend line, show the R-squared value. It's 0.998, which is very, very close to 1, meaning that these data points, and this, by the way, is a line of best fit. Oops. This wasn't there. I just put it there, right? So it shows that this trend is very, very strong. So there's definitely a better way to explain that, and it'll depend on the context as well. But that's a very common thing with scatter plots, is inserting a line of best fit or a trend line, and talking about the R-squared value as well. So anyways, that is it for today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, take care.